I'm too old for this. Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. And we finally have the active accessories in our hands. This has probably been a teaser for over a year since they've talked about designing their own foam cannon. And my previous video on their original foam cannon, I dogged them pretty bad because it was not good at all. It was a poor attempt. I mean, you got this nice logo and stuff, which doesn't mean anything to me. Got that. Now on top, you have like corrugated, says active on it. This is why I hate doing unboxing videos, because this stuff, I don't care. But you have their new gun here. And this video is more about the foam cannon, but we have the kit. We're going to use the hose in the video. We'll use the gun in the video as well, see what it is. But this is a revision to the original gun. The original gun was actually pretty good. I didn't like the click, but this one, the click, after you get past the compression point of the click, it seems to hold a little bit better. Like there's way less tension on my hand holding right here. That was my problem with the original. The click didn't feel like it was really doing anything. It clicked, but I still felt the pressure. The swivel is supposed to be smoother, and it is smoother. The other one was very tight. This one is definitely much smoother, but we'll see what it's like after it's pressurized, because that's what really matters. The kit itself does come with a 14mm to 3/8" quick connect right here, so you'll be able to adapt any of your active or any 14mm pressure washer. This hose is a 5/16, so it's an in-between size. So it's in between a 1/4" hose and a 3/8" hose, which is kind of like, I would think, is the perfect size, because the diameter should be a little bit less to fit more on a reel. It should be lighter because there's less than a 3/8, but you have an inner diameter that's bigger than a 1/4" to allow a little bit more flow, a little less pressure drop at distance. Has nice stainless steel quick disconnects. So let's check the weight here. Now my Kevlar hose, 3/8 50 foot. It's Kevlar because it's 40% lighter. So it weighs about 7.5 pounds for a 3/8" hose. A normal gray non-marking hose like this, the normal ones that you see, they weigh between 8.5 and 9 pounds. The Blue Jacket, like the Cobra Jet Blue Jacket, they usually weigh like 11.5 pounds. 7 pounds, 9 ounces. So it weighs the exact same amount as a 3/8" Kevlar hose. Here she is. Foam cannon bottle. Got our top. So Active sent me a samples kit, but I also bought an accessories kit and a foam cannon. So whenever that comes, I believe I'm going to donate that whole kit to the Pay It Forward campaign with Phoenix EOD, Aaron there. It has some instructions for you as well. Stainless wand. It's a wand. It has a quick connect at the end. It has a quick connect here. And it has this, which is very oval-like. All right, instructions. I don't need them, so we don't have to worry about that, because I saw it earlier. It says this is this for this. I'll decide what orifice goes with its pressure washer. So we'll get the maximum foam, 1.35, 1.45. I can't buy those anywhere. You can call Active, and you can actually order them through them. You can actually order empty bottles as well from them. At some point next year, they will have a parts store online where you can just order them. But right now you have to call or email their support to be able to order one of these. And they're going to be creating caps next year for storage for the empty bottles. That'll be sometime next year. You have a hose, very flexible hose. It has a very large opening at the bottom, but there's no mesh screen in there. There's no filter for large sediment. That's just going to connect to your head here. Is it cut to the right length? Because that's one good thing that MJJC does. Once all the way screwed down, we want the weighted ball to sit in the corner and sit perfectly there. So when we spin it like that to mix chemicals and keep that perfectly in the water, it's very easy. So this is cut perfectly. That's good. It's very well balanced. If it's here, it's about the same. This is empty. So this is a very solid foam cannon balance-wise. It's part of the design of, these edges here, but also makes it easier for you to grab from many different angles. We have milliliter dilutions by the hundreds, from 100 to 1,000. The knob on top twists good, and guess what? It's bigger, and it doesn't have those abrupt, abrasive little slits like a lot of the cheaper ones do that dig into your hand. The nozzle here that adjusts your stream versus your fan spray. Once again, all these companies, they fail to create one of these that will stay where you want it. See how easy that moves? So when I have it set and I want this specific fan, every time I set this down, every time I move it, this nozzle is going to move a little bit. And then in the end, I'm going to wind up pressing my trigger and it's going to wind up shooting a dead stream or a huge fan that I'm not prepared for. MJJC is about the only one that I know of that puts tension on that. See how much more tension there is on that? And another competitor that we kind of put in this mix is the Bear Force, because this is the cheaper end of this. This is full stainless. This has a weighted ball. This has a flexible tube and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, they did not cut the hose right. MJJC has that quick release top. I mean, that's nice. That's nice. I really wished Active would have done that, but that's not the end of the world, because this top twists shut, it leaks like a sieve. Leaks bad. It's taller, so it's a little more top heavy. This one doesn't have the balance. Now for you sensory people like me, this right here. Why can't this be notched like that? I myself would sacrifice vertical only to have this click to where just the fan spray is what is part of that click. I think that's much more functional. I've had multiple conversations with them today, asking them tons of questions about it. Is it really stainless? Is it nickel plated? It is full stainless. They just put this texture on here. They wanted the polished A here to pop out and you know, kind of be highlighted. We're going to even the playing field a bit, because there are things behind how the MJJC pulls soap versus the Bear Force versus the Active. There are different ratios of concentration in these heads here that we can adjust what's in the bottle by not adding more soap, just changing the amount of water in the bottle to make this foam the exact same as an MJJC. Jeff from Improved Garage is going to do a full deep dive into that. I don't know when that video is coming out. He's going to have a spreadsheet and everything where he kind of went through them. In this video, we'll just do a little bit of what we're doing here at a higher level, but definitely check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check out that video whenever it comes out. Now these orifices, if this is O-ring, they'll be nice. Oh, it's on there. Oh my gosh. That is set tough from factory. It is O-ring though. But when they're O-ring like this, they don't need to be that tight. It should just be hand tight, just like the Bear Force here. And this came out of the box and I can actually move this. Now this is a pin gauge set here. It's basically a bunch of small little rods measured to specific sizes. And you can use that to check the whole size. So I have one marked already with 1.25. It's actually a 0.049. It's 0.049 inches. Oh, that's a nice tight fit. So that's pretty accurate. Let me go up one size. Doesn't fit. So this is dead on accurate to 1.25. And you would not believe how inaccurate some of these can be. I've measured 1.1s that are 0.99. Why is that bad? Well, that makes that hole much smaller. It's going to put a ton of stress on your machine. And somebody who doesn't have an amp meter could destroy their pressure washer without even knowing it. And on the opposite end, somebody could have one that's too big and they're not getting the performance they want and they think something's broken. Here's the 1.1. Ooh, the 1.1 doesn't fit. We're going down a size. Whoa. Whoa, this thing is way off. Is 1.016. So that 1.1 is not accurate, Active. The 1.35 is dead on to 0.053. I mean, the tolerance is tight on that. The 1.45 comes out to dead on 0.059. So that comes out to 1.49. So that isn't that far off. It's off by 0.04. That's within tolerance. The one big thing that I love about the MJJC over this, not just the quick connect head, we won't get too much into that, but the quick connect head is sweet though. But it's this right here. M22 driven, quick connect at the end. Easily change out your orifices. That works with a lot of stock pressure washer guns. At the end of the pressure washer gun is normally an M22 like this. You can connect that to that stock gun to make it shorter and work with one of these type of foam cannons. Outside of that quick connect and the M22 thread, this is just as good in almost every single way. And the materials is superior. It's stainless steel. This is superior material. They do have a brass model that's $28 as well. I'll have a link in the description below. That's for you, juice free. Links in the description below. But the Active foam cans, $85. These are available on Amazon as well. So there'll be links to Amazon and there'll be a link to their website and the KEAV discount code of 10%. So the wand is, I think, $50, like $48.99 to $49.99, I can't remember. And the hose is $110. and the spray gun is 80 bucks. So all this separate's about $325, $330. Add in this fitting that's worth about $10 or so, and because it's nice quality, that's going to put it at about $335, $340. So you're saving 40 bucks because the bundle is 300 bucks. But if you don't want to go that route, you could buy each one individually. You can use code KEAVACTIVEACCESSORIES to save 10%. And when you buy from Active, if you're from the United States, you don't get charged tax either. So with all that being said, don't forget to check the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get the testing. No way. All right, we're out here in the destruction zone. Empty drop one, and if this bounces back and hits that car, nobody cares because the clear coat is about half gone on it in some areas. This is my son's car, so here we go. That came after me, didn't it? Just some scratches. One more. All we have is some scratches. All right, now I do apologize if I flinch, but this thing bouncing in the air with 1,000 milliliters in it, that was a thud. So you see we have clearly created a crack all the way around. The whole bottle is split, and it is leaking a little bit out of that hole. So let's finish her off. Yep. We can keep going though. That was the third one. It busted on the first. There is some delamination here. It didn't shatter, it just cracked. But that's not gonna work anymore. I'm too old for this. I'll make a little pathway right here so I can cut these bushes. But here goes nothing. That didn't sound too good. It just continued to do more damage to the initial crack. That's what's gonna happen, especially when pressure, it's just gonna find the area of least resistance. But actually, you know what? This thing is not bad. Obviously, if you drop it full from shoulder height, it's gonna crack the first try, which is expected with a clear bottle. So this is our test central. We have our Active 2.3, our Active 2.0, and our Craftsman, all using our Ely quick connects. That's gonna connect to our Ely hose here, our Ely sprayer that has a quick connect on the head that allows me to swap out easily and have a shutoff valve at each one. Actually, Ely is having a 15% off discount right now. Amazing sprayer, just phenomenal, and 10-year warranty, can't beat it. We'll use our incredible Suds. Great soap, foams really well, cleans really well, a great value overall. It's just a little thick. Sometimes it's a little hard for some people to deal with that way. But at the House of Rags, Cars with Kiva save you 10% most of the year, but right now, Black Friday month, they're doing a 25% off the whole month. So if you want to support the channel, you click the link below to get there and use their discount for Black Friday, $99 free shipping, I believe. So you can get a few things. We have each of the foam cannons with a pre-diluted. It's 32 to 1, 33 to 1 in that territory, so it's mixed all together. So each one has the exact same dilution. We have our Ryobi blower because we need to make sure that the hood is dry at each step, because if you spray one foam on dry, it's going to react differently than if there is water on the panel, because it's going to dilute with the water on the panel. We need to make sure that our test is the same across. We're also going to use the same hose on all three, the same fitting. We're using the same intake, the same quick connect, so everything is the same. Same spray gun. It's a really good hose. I unraveled it. It's nice and flexible. I really like it. We have an amp meter back here. We're using a 12 AWG electrical cord to the wall over there because this is easier to read over here. So 12 AWG will not interfere with any electronics or any voltage issues that we could have here. And we got all of our orifices. We're going to use the ones that came with the Active with all of these foam cans. They're all on the same playing field orifice-wise. I'm a little worried on the 1.1 though, but we'll see if it works with the old Craftsman here and keeps us at a decent amp rating. So this is the Active up close. You see that bottle, but it is flat on the bottom. So like I showed earlier, it has great balance. Spin right there for your amount. Like I said, like this moves a little bit too fast. Here's your clicks. Your knob up top, so easy to move. Your cap. The threading though on the cap doesn't fit any other foam cannon. So it's kind of proprietary to them. unless there's some other there that I don't know about, but it does not fit like an MJJC, does not fit a Griots. It does screw on really easily. It's very easy to seat. And does it leak? They say the cap is leak proof, but sometimes some of these they'll leak out of other areas. Are we leak proof? Looks like it. Now can we turn it sideways? Yeah, we're gonna leak out of here, but we're not leaking out of the cap. Predominantly, you're gonna be able to shake this and move it around as much as you want, and you're not gonna have water or anything spewing around. You're gonna be able to turn it upside down, do a little shake. If you're looking to get to the orifice, you're just gonna take off this quick connect I showed earlier. It's a bit tough in the beginning, but once you get it down to where it's hand tight, you're good to go. You see inside of there, that says 1.10, that is your orifice. You would just use a flathead screwdriver to get that out. And then you'll put your quick connect in there and you'll be able to hand tighten it all the way down. All right, we have our Craftsman hooked up. That's gonna be our lowest pressure machine. I already showed you active, so the active's already hooked up. We have max foam all the way to the right. I'm gonna try to keep the fan spray as even and equal as I can across all of them. I can't guarantee they're gonna be the exact same. All right, so testing that gun swivel. It is smooth. It moves pretty good. Like that's pretty nice. And this is gonna break in over time as well. I would say this is an improvement over the last one. Is it better than MTM? Is it better than the others? I don't know. It's a little subjective. Like it's like slickness with chemicals. Like it's a bit of subjectiveness there. I just checked it. Came out to like 11 amps. So even with the 1.01, we are safe, safe, safe. And it is a 1.01. So it has a huge advantage on the Craftsman, but it worked just fine. If you had a 1.1, it might be a little bit thinner, but I don't think it'd be much thinner. You can see, I mean, it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. That's also the power of incredible Suds as well. Now to rinse off, we're gonna use a favorite new little toy of mine. The price has gone up since I talked about it. They raised the price. That's always happens. It usually sells out. So I'll have 2 listings below. But this is just a 1/4 inch shower nozzle. It snaps right in and you turn your pressure washer off. So then you can just use the water flow through your pressure washer to do a rinse without having to have the pressure washer on. This works really well for a spotless rinse if you're doing a DI spotless rinse. Here's the bare force with that same orifice nozzle. The exact same, except this spray pattern at this width seems to have a slight lean condition right there. All right, MJJC time, and we could see a little slightly better amount here, but at some point, the foam level can only be so much, and that 1.01 causes that. There's that thick stuff. And I can actually, I mean, thickness is the same, but you saw that the top of its spray, it is stronger at the top, but there is no lean condition everywhere. It is nice, maybe slightly lean down here. That could have been an angle thing right down here. Exactly what you would expect. I need like an apprentice or something for this stuff. So in conclusion, on the 1.1 or really a 1.01, now obviously manufacturing tolerances, you could get one, it could be exactly 1.1. But even I believe at a 1.1, you're not gonna see much difference as long as you're using like a Craftsman, Ryobi, Westinghouse, Greenworks, Karcher, all of those kind of entry-level, smaller machines, 1.2 GPM machines, they're all gonna foam amazing. Any of these foam cannons on that orifice. So they provide that 135, and in their instructions, they say to use the 135 with the active 2.0. I just measured 14.1 amps with the 1.25. I feel that's safe enough. I think it's gonna work. And it's gonna foam better too, right? So we're just gonna go with the 1.25. With the active 2.0, if you're in that 14 range with this, you're gonna need a dedicated circuit, dedicated 15 amp, not one shared with lights or a garage door opener, stuff like that. So, but if you're not doing that, then the 1.35 is probably what you're gonna need to do. A little bit thinner than I'm sure the MJJC is gonna do. So there's your Bear Force on a 2.0. I think it's actually slightly thicker. I had the spray pattern a little too narrow, and then I widened it out. That's why there's this little void right here. All right, got the MJJC. I don't really know if it's going to foam that much better on a 1.25. They both foamed really well before. We'll see how well this one does. Yeah, the MJJC is definitely thicker. May not look like on camera from that distance, but it went on. The pattern's just better. So I ran this 1.45, which is really a 1.49, and it came out to 13.8 amps. So I'm probably glad it's a 1.49 on 1.45. So we'll see here. You saw came on pretty good. Really, not just the thickness isn't thick, but it was a lot of product. Like there's the flow from the 2.3 and the amount of liquid and soap mixing. It's creating a much thicker lather of soap, which makes it run faster, quicker versus sticking on the panel. But it foamed pretty good with the incredible Suds at 32-1. All right, here's your Bear Force with the 1.45. As you can see, that to me is slightly thicker than the active. Not as lathered. I mean, it's just is so subjective. It's so hard. It foamed good. Look, it stuck to the panel. Now, like I said before, this is where the MJJC should shine out of the box. 1.45, actually almost a 1.5, 1.49 on the active 2.3. Here we go. It's just better. There's a noticeable, considerable difference to me. So now we're going to see if there's truly a difference in how quickly the bottle's empty or how much water is used to empty the bottle. Exactly 1,000 milliliters worth of product was about 2.21 pounds. We weighed that out, so the amount of liquid in each bottle is the exact same. I'm going to use my meter over there. I'm going to set it to 0. I want to spray until it's empty, and then however many gallons we have, that's how many it puts through the head. And then we'll also do it for each other foam cannon to see if one pulls more water, one uses less water, that kind of thing. Then we can use those percentage differences to change the amount of water in the bottle to put them on an even playing field dilution-wise in the head. Or 4.48 gallons is how many gallons flew through this head before that bottle emptied out. All right, here goes the active. So like 4.99, so we're gonna round. So 5 gallons for the active. We were 4.5 gallons for the MJJC. What's the Bear Force gonna be? All right, Bear Force, what you got? I'm guessing dead in the middle, 4.75. No way. Well, it's 4.76. All right, I'm playing the lottery tonight. So the MJJC, to empty the bottle, is using less gallons, which means it's more concentrated in the head. Active is the least of that. And I think the griots and the MTM are going to perform pretty close to that. Like I said, watch Improved Garage. Jeff is going to do a much more detailed amount. So I'm not going to go through all those other foam cans again. We saw what the theory should prove true for this. The MJC is the 1-to-1 control, right? We're going to adjust the dilutions in here archaically, not perfect, but we have 1 ounce of incredible Suds in here. I always say 1 ounce, fill up to 1,000 milliliter mark. That basically comes out to 33-1. That's what was in all of those foam cannons earlier. we're going to do a 10% difference because 4.5 to 5 is about 10, it's like 9%, 10%. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill it to the 900 milliliter mark and then see what it does. And then what I'm also going to do is put it to the 900 milliliter mark and measure it on that meter one more time to see if we get close to that 4.5. Here we go. I think we've proven our point. Now we needed to do a double check to make sure that we're pulling closer to that 4.5 gallons to empty an empty bottle with just the water in it. All right, can we prove this thing out? Can we say that this is going to be very close to 4.5? We have 900 milliliters of liquid in here. It's pretty close to 900 milliliter mark, but we weighed it out to make sure it was exactly 900 milliliters. So we're at 4.45. So we are really close to that 4.5, like way better than we were at 4.9. We were slightly leaner, not by much, like very small amount, well within 1%. But you saw it. We even the playing field, we probably need to put 910 milliliters in there instead of 900, and we'd probably be dead on. So I said I would use the wand in the video. Here we go. And I'm going to show you why I absolutely hate it, because in order to control this, I have to hold it with two hands, because now that I've increased the length of where the pressure is with something as powerful as an active 2.3, it's going to do this. Yeah, I have to hold it. Man, that puts some strain on you to do one hand up here like this. You have to use two hands. I mean, it works. It's a wand. It works. But that swivel is nice and smooth. It's smooth and it's going to break in. I definitely see the improvement in that swivel for sure. The trigger, there's no pressure on my hand holding that back. Well, there you go. And I know the video was all over the place. We went through the whole accessories package. We compared 3 different foam cannons. We did a little bit of scientific research and found that the concentration differences between them are a little off, which is why the MJJC always foams the most and why people complain that the bottle empties really fast. We just proved that. We put it on a better playing field and got really good foam, the same as the MJJC. Now, a consumer who wants out of the box the best foam possible and doesn't want to have to deal with anything, the MJJC. It's going to foam the best out of the bottle. They don't care about how fast it's coming out of the bottle. You fill it all the way up, you're good, right? But even in that playing field, using a little less water to offset the difference to get and using the same amount of soap. It's not like you're changing your soap. Stainless steel, it's really good construction. Everything is great. This is a little too loose. It didn't leak, worked pretty well. It did leak out of the quick connect, but it happens on all of them. If you let that siphon tube get back in and create from air to water and create a little bit of a siphon, it's going to siphon through that tube and it's going to come out this quick connect. So you should expect that on almost any of them. Over the MJJC, leaks like crazy, but it has the really nice twist top. So, I mean, there's a thing. At this point, if you even the playing field, it's about what you like, colorway, durability. The plastics are really nice on this. I think these are better than the MJJC. They're better than the Bear Force. The Bear Force is going to get you your bare buck stainless steel, but the plastic cap, all the plastic parts are very brittle. They're not high quality. But for $38 for a stainless or $28 for a brass, you really can't go wrong. The MJJC has the better twist connect here at the end. Obviously the Active has better balance. There's just so many things between them. You have to pick the feature that you want the most. And the accessories package was great, but would I buy that accessories package? Probably not. Don't care about the wand. So don't forget to check out the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to check out the discount codes. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, so pricing, your MJJC, so your pricing, I think I said before. So your pricing, I think I said, oh my gosh. Why can't you connect that? That is the second video in a row that you did not snap that in.